What's up, boys and girls? Nice little Sunday. I'm going to let some people get up on here real quick. And I got a special guest for you guys. I want to hop on with my good friend, David Meltzer, who is a phenomenal man, phenomenal leader, business leader. I just did his show. He's got a show now called Office Hours on Amazon Prime. So I'm sure we'll talk about that episode. But like I said, he's a phenomenal dude. And it just continues to reinforce to me in life that it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not what you do all the times. It's what other people are doing around you, and the people that are inspiring you, the people that are building you up, the people that are helping you become the best version of yourself. David Meltzer is one of those guys for me. I want to hop on here and see if we can't bring you guys some value. David Meltzer. See if we can have him hop on here. I know he's on here somewhere, except hopping on here. Oh, there he is. What's up, bro?
What's going on? I brought Miles for the Miles Graham.
Miles Graham. What's up, dude?
So,
How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
You good? Where you guys at? You guys are out in California?
Yeah, we're in the closet in California getting ready for the Charger game. I was a big Charger fan.
Ooh, oh yeah? You a Chase Daniel fan?
Chase
Daniel?
Backup quarterback?
Yep. Dude, Chase Daniel has been I went to school with Chase at Mizzou.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went to school with him. So cool, man. He's been in the NFL for 13 years, been crushing it. And I remember I was actually in San Diego with him, his wife, and his kids, and my family were kind of got together and had a little fun. And at that time, he was looking for trying to figure out what team he was going to. And he's like, man, ideally, the Chargers or someone out here in California picks me up because they live in San Diego. Chargers train in Costa Mesa. And then 2 weeks later, boom, Chargers sign him. Perfect signing for him. So.
Well, I was thinking of it this morning. You know, I'm 53 years old. I'm not a professional athlete. I probably dealt with more professional athletes than anyone, but I was out there 4:30 a.m. and did a little video. I said, you know, this is the empty mile. People think it's competitive to, you know, wake up at 4 a.m. every day, but I find it less competitive because, you know, there's the extra mile that a lot of people are willing to go, but you're one of those guys. You're running the empty mile every morning. You're working out in the empty locker room, you know, in the empty gym. And, you know, what is that mindset to live in the empty mile, doing things that nobody else will do?
Man, well, number one, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there's a lot of things that I do that I know is the extra. There's a lot of things that I do that I know I'm working when other people aren't, or I'm flexing discipline in my diet here in the kitchen, or my sleep, my recovery, my mindset, my mental aspect. But for me, it all goes back to gratitude as well. You know, I think I've been given some amazing gifts. God has blessed me with 2 capable arms and 2 capable legs to go do something. And here I am just 6 days away now from another huge opportunity at Madison Square Garden. So honestly, to give anything less than the extra mile, the empty mile, is really to sacrifice those gifts, because eventually this whole thing's going to be over. There's going to be a time where I take those gloves off for the last time, and I'm going to be in some locker room somewhere, look at myself in the mirror, and I got to ask myself, Michael, did you find yourself on the empty mile? Did you find yourself going the extra mile, doing the things that other people weren't doing in order to put yourself in the best situation possible to be successful? Maybe I reach every single goal, maybe I don't, but at the end, I can look back with 0 regrets, because that's one of the driving factors for me, as it probably has been for you, especially with what you have gone through and the way you battled back. You remember David at his lowest. I think about Michael at his lowest, how much I've grown. And I also think about Michael at 40 years old, living with regret because I didn't do everything I could in the present, you know? So that guy motivates me. So my past motivates me, as well as the negative implications of the possible future man that I could be, you know? So that's what really motivates me. And that's one of the biggest messages to anybody who's even listening here today, that think about yourself 5 years from now, having not put in the work, having not gone the empty mile, the extra mile, to be the man or the woman that you were called to be. And that's what motivates me.
And, there's three things. Miles had his Pop Warner game, and I said to him, I said, look, man, I'm going to go tomorrow. We're going to go on with Michael Chandler, who I love for three reasons, because he exemplifies, one, doing your best, right? You may not be like me, not the most talented person in the world. Miles won't be the most talented football player in the world. But if you do your best, and two, it has to be combined with learning lessons. I've had some tough times. You've had tough times. We haven't won every fight that we fought. But you win the fight by taking the lesson out of it and getting better for the last time. And then the last one, which is most important, which I think is lost today, and I see it when you're fighting, especially because I don't get to watch you train all the time. I do get to visit you once in a while, get on a couple TV shows and interviews, but you're like me, man. We're not taking ourselves so seriously. We're radically humble. We're having fun in the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit. And I think a lot of people can't find the fun in it. They think they have to do it. I was out there 4:30 this morning. I don't have to be running on Sundays, a dark road, an empty road. But I enjoy it, right? I find the light, the love, and the lessons. How important is it for you? You have your own children, to tell them, hey, it's not a matter of comparing yourself to other people. It's not a matter of winning or losing. If you do your best and learn the lessons from when you don't do your best or you fail, and most importantly, have fun either way.
For me, it's extremely important, because when I got into the sport of mixed martial arts, I found myself in a position where I was constantly putting so much pressure on myself, because I went from college wrestling All-American to 2 months later making my debut inside of a cage fighting, to 16 or 18 months after that becoming the world champion, top 3, top 5 guy in the world, which is awesome. And I wouldn't change my path whatsoever. But the only thing I would do, and I wouldn't change it, because as you said, I took a lesson from it and I learned from it, but I put so much pressure on myself. As soon as I got to a certain level of success, I said, okay, well, Michael, now you got to be perfect. Now you got to win every round. Now you the number one guy in the world. Everybody was comparing me to them. So human nature told me, okay, well, now I got to be perfect. So every single day, instead of looking at it as an opportunity to grow and get better and be in the trial by fire, I took it as an opportunity that I have to be perfect or else I failed. And finding that relationship between success and perfection and failure and triumph was a very hard thing for me, because we are all going to fail. I'm coming off of a loss right now. May 15th, I had the biggest opportunity in my life, and it was right before I did your show on Amazon Prime, Office Hours. And, I truly believed that I was going to go out there and win. I did every single thing possible to be successful in that cage that night, and it just wasn't in the cards for me. So what do? I go back, I watch the film. I go back and I get into my journal. I get self-aware of my deficiencies, the chinks in my armor, the places where I fell short. And I've cleaned up a lot of things. It's given me 6-8 months of this self-reflection, to be in the trenches of, you know as well as I do, it's not easy to look yourself in the mirror and say, David, you got to get better at this. You got to get better at that. Miles, you got to get better at this. You got to get better at that. But that's how you get better. That's how you grow. That's how you turn into the man or the woman that you were fashioned and designed to be. And even especially to instill that in my son, that I want him to fail early and fail often. And I want him to pick himself back up and then win and then win and then fail again and then pick himself back up, because that's just the journey of life, Fight in the cage. You're an awesome businessman. But the two different paths coincide in so many different ways, because we're both just human beings on this earth trying to figure out how to become the best version of ourselves. And that's what I want to carry on with my legacy and show to my son and show to my future kids and my wife and everyone that I come.
Those non-negotiables, right? Our health first, our family second, activity we get paid for third. Your activity you get paid for is a little more painful physically than mine, but it'll change in a few years. And
Yeah.
hey, I want to switch the tables on you. Obviously, I spent a lot of time with Miles, and I wanted him to meet you because you're a milestone person for me, someone I want him to look up to and say, man, if this guy can do it, I can do the work that's necessary to get to where he is in his life with a great balance, with physical, spiritual, and emotional balance. I was hoping maybe you could ask Miles a question since we have him on here.
Miles, what's up, man? So, hey, so Pop Warner, you play football?
Yeah.
Football? Is that your favorite sport? Is that the one you spend
Yeah.
the most time on?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the biggest thing too is just enjoying the journey. So what I always like to putting yourself in a position not only to win but to be a leader. How are you putting yourself in a position, and I know it might be a kind of a tough situation, and it's tough too, right? Because your dad is a leader and you got leaders around you, you got your coaches. How do you continue to push yourself, and how do you continue to separate yourself and continue to lead by example?
I just try to push myself to the limit so other
Yes.
people will push themselves too and try
That's
over me.
so good, man. That is so good because I mean, and that's kind of what I've always based my life and career and athletic life on. I mean, you don't have to be. There's a lot of different kind of leaders, right? There's leaders that lead from the front, leaders that lead by example, and then leaders that lead with their mouth and the words that they say. And I think you're gonna find exactly what your niche is. But the most important thing is what you already said: leading by example in your team, doing the right things. And as you get older and as the teams get older and the teams get bigger and the stakes get higher, you're also going to realize the kids, the teammates, the people on your team that are doing the right things. And I just encourage you to all.
You're awesome, man. And be an intelligent follower. That's what I always say. A great leader is an intelligent follower, someone who's learning and looking for what other people are listening for, looking for what other people want for themselves. And as you know, Michael, my mission in life is to elevate other people, to be a celebrant, not a celebrity, and to celebrate others by sharing those situational knowledge experiences.
UFC has assembled a phenomenal card. I have gone back and it is nice to come off of a loss sometimes. It sounds crazy and yeah, it was painful. I shed some tears, had some sleepless nights, had a lot of demons that inside your head and heart and mind that you got to overcome because the enemy and the inner me is always going to speak the loudest and you're always going to hear his voice, but I've got my career. I think nothing happens by coincidence. Falling short May 15th, it was painful, but people don't just love a winner. People love a winner who has a setback and has to pick himself up back up because these fights that we're going through inside these octagons are a physical manifestation of what everybody is going through in their lives. The fights that you've gone through, the fights that Miles has gone through and will go through for the next 10 decades So I'm just excited to go out there and keep on putting brush strokes on this beautiful masterpiece that my son and my future kids can watch. And just excited to compete. And I'm excited to have you in my life, David.
Heck yeah, man. We both know pain, failure, setbacks, they're just indicators we got a better place to be, a better position to be in. And holding those hands up after the fight, after your best performance, there is no comparison. It's going to happen. It's done. It's done. It's done. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud to be your friend. Proud to have you on my show, Office Hours. Anybody at all, you know, we are just blessed. If anyone wants my guides, my books that I share with Michael, david@dmeltzer.com. Reach out to me. I give everything for free. As you know, I'm here to elevate others. I want to especially thank Miles for joining us here and learning from the legend, Michael Chandler. Thank you, my brother, for having us as a guest. We appreciate you.
You got it, man. Thank you guys so much. Hey, nobody I'd rather talk to before, as I go into fight week, man, as I go into battle, because people like you and everybody that's been in my corner, you know, the support system and my tribe of mentors and great closest of inner circle, man, you're one of them, and excited to go into battle for you guys. Miles, you are the man, brother. You are a champion. You will be a champion, and I can't wait to watch. All right, I'm gonna make sure your dad hooks me up with tickets to all your games, and I'm gonna come watch you, man. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully, I'll see you guys out in California soon.
You will. We're praying for you. We're rooting for you. We know it's already done. Thanks so much, Michael. Take care.
Yes, I love you guys. I'll see you.
Love you. Take care.
Love you.
Awesome, man.